Hello, everyone. I'm Carlos Production. I'm sitting here with
Jay Bustillo.
and also the CEO of Better Society, fitness trainer, and motivational speaker.
Yeah, Samuel Emmanuel Dickerson Jr. What up, guys?
Hey, Sam, how are you doing?
I
So,
like that energy.
welcome to the interviews. We're doing this episode. We getting your name out there. We just getting our names out there. We want to know what you do and why you do it.
Okay.
So tell us first. This is interviews. We are here to be deeper of what you do. You have Better Society. We know you do the training, but we want to get deeper into the roots of how everything started and where you plan on taking it.
Gotcha.
So I want to know, how did you get started? Was it first training, then Better Society, or like how did all this come to be?
Better you. Better
you,
Society.
my bad. Better you. Like, I'm literally wearing this shirt, and
Yeah.
I'm
Better
wearing this
you. Better Society.
So
and I ain't gonna. I'm just saying this so that people
Yeah,
keep hearing it.
yeah, yeah.
It's all about the exposure.
so how was it? Was it the training first, the physical training? How did you get into all this? Like just
Well, Better You, Better Society is really a creed that I live by. Before I became entrepreneur, before I even knew what I wanted to do with my life, I knew that I wanted to kind of focus on developing myself in the way that I think and the way that I act. So it was my email address, betteryoubetter@gmail.com. I got fired from a job, and before I decided to go to another job, my dad convinced me. He was like, yo, just, you have a degree in public health, which I got without, I just picked whatever I thought looked cool. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was picking my major. So I just kind of picked public health. I was really lost in college.
Yeah.
So I got the degree. I didn't have a plan for the degree. I got fired as a personal trainer from Blink. And then I just started, I started training people. I started doing at-home sessions. So I would go to my clients' homes and train them there, And I was like, you know what? Let me put this underneath the umbrella of Better You, Better Society.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's how it went from like a personal creed. And that was the first time that it became like a business. And then,
So like Better You, Better Society basically started off like your morals and what you believed in.
Exactly.
And then you decided to turn it into something bigger, which like more like kind of like company in a way.
Yeah,
Or
honestly, man, like a conglomerate. Because, everything that I do, the media, the fitness, the motivational speaking, everything
It's
that I do.
now
is
it's like a
underneath.
brand, right?
Yeah.
But also tell us about your motivational speeches. You do a lot of motivational speeches. I've seen you do it at schools. How did that come to be? How did it come into fruition? I imagine it came like out of you just like creating this content and just meeting people that wanted to see you speak.
Well, I was like, I've been through little things in life, like, little breakups, little, like ups and downs. And I would get on my phone and just kind of because remember, my personal creed was Better You, Better Society. So I was always into kind of like self-awareness and, analyzing what I'm going through and then trying to get the lessons out of it. So I would pick up my phone and just kind of just talk about, what I was going through and, what I learned from it. And then I would just post it on Instagram. And people would see the videos like, oh, we want you to come talk to our students. And that's how it started.
Wow. I'm curious, why did you get fired from Blink?
Because I was, I'm a very, kind of creative person. I'm very, kind of sporadic. I like entrepreneurship fits me because my mindset is very, I like a lot of variety. I couldn't do the uniform. I couldn't do I like so much variety, it was hard for me to follow rules.
By the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a great trainer, I was a great salesman, but I just couldn't fit inside of
That little box that they had in place.
Just one little question. What is Blink?
Oh, Blink Fitness. It's a
gym.
It's a gym?
Commercial gym, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I imagine it was something related to. I don't go to the gym.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't go to the gym.
They did teach me. I just want to kind of say something
Yeah.
positive about them. The culture there is amazing, and I took a lot of things that I learned from Blink and I incorporated into the culture of this organization. So everybody that works with us, it's always happy, joyful, strong. I learned a lot about good company culture there.
Oh yeah, I mean, always take what you learn in the past, no matter if you leave it. Just move forward with that knowledge. Don't that's knowledge you gain and experience you gain. You're not just gonna leave it on the side because you got fired or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what I always do with whenever I learn a skill. Just use it for different things.
Exactly.
And this is how this came into fruition. Just to my audio, my video skills, blah, get a podcast.
Yeah. And I know you. I seen how. I met you 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I seen your growth, and it's one thing I like about you is you're not afraid to you weren't afraid to kind of work and learn from other people.
Yeah.
And that's why you have so many skills now. And I can only imagine where you're going to be 5 years from now.
Nice facts. I called my boy up. I'm like, yo, we should do a podcast. How hard could it be? You know, we had our challenges, but we got to it.
We're
now.
still here.
We still we
And
realized
what did your first podcast look like?
the first ever podcast, like it was still called interviews.
It was just an introduction.
It was just not even that. Before the introduction, we did.
Wait.
The first ever one was with the coolest APs and artists, and I'm like, yo, I want to do interviews. And I'm like, I'm gonna call you up. I'm like, let's do an interview. I'm gonna call it interviews. And there was literally like about like
This was a long time.
It was
ago.
a long time ago.
Like
it was
2 years ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
not even. But it was far away. And I left it in that episode, and then it just kept coming back. Like, yo, why didn't I continue doing this? You know, I still want to do it. And that's when I called Jason. I'm like, yo, you want to be my co-host? We gotta, cause I know I can't do all this by myself.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, yo, let's use our connections, call people up, and I'm pretty sure they'd be down to come talk on.
Yo,
Yeah.
yes, that's so motivational to me because when I see that, I see all right. When I seen your first video, the quality level, it was I knew about it.
Yo, it was trash.
Yo,
It
but
happens.
now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, the fact that you just took a chance and got started, that's why you were able to be doing this. You got like 4 cameras in here, all mad mics. You got
Yeah.
the stuffing on the wall. Like, man,
Yeah.
yo,
It looks pretty official.
yeah.
Nice.
And it's
I'm-
only gonna keep getting better. You know, they always say it's only up from here.
Yeah, y'all got me motivated. I'm about to start
It's
something
it.
new myself. Like,
I mean, and that's the point of this thing too. We like to get young people in here. I don't know if you know Lauren. She does like she's from like local kids our age doing something actively, and that's our goal to get people motivated.
colorful hair, Lauren?
Is that color hair?
Nah, she didn't have colorful hair at the
No,
time.
was that like her name?
Lauren's Beauty Collection. That's her.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Anyhow, but like my goal is to get people motivated to do stuff and like see like, yo, there's people your age doing something. You know, get motivated to do something as well. You know,
Yeah.
I wanna set an example and just have people here to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it can be anything. Like we bring people from we got the studio owner, beauty collection, we got designers, like all different kinds. And now we have you, fitness training and motivational speech.
How old are you? I'm sorry.
I'm turning 20 in a couple months.
You?
I'm 20.
I'm 28, and I ain't gonna lie. Like when you get a little bit older, like you see pattern recognition, and I'm telling whoever's watching this, watch out for these two because they're gonna be big.
Oh, thank you.
Like for real.
I
Like I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see it.
I appreciate it. Tell us, do you have any advice for people that are always like myself, right? I just recently gained like 12 pounds in 2 weeks. I thought it was impossible because I never gained weight. And I don't know what happened. I got to figure out what happened, but obviously it's a sign for me that I need to start changing my ways. What advice do you have for people that are like looking to lose weight or recently gaining weight and are like, okay, I need to chill, you know, I need to maintain a really fit body. What advice do you have for them? What do they need to like train, eat, like what goes into like gaining all this weight and how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle?
All right, I'll give kind of like a 2-part answer. The first thing I would say for somebody, you know, like around your age that really wants to turn over a new leaf and get fit is really kind of just like throw yourself into the fit world. You know, follow a bunch of fit pages. You know, get a trainer, get a fitness coach. You know, get friends that are fit and just
be around that.
Yeah, because it's gonna rub off on you, and you're going to get so much more from that than one person could ever tell you. So that's the thing. Like, throw yourself into the fitness world and get obsessed with it. You know, the next thing I would say is you can do something where like you weigh yourself every day. You look up a diet plan. You get a diet plan. I would recommend, you know, limit the sugar and the carb, like the starchy carbs. Follow a diet that's mainly protein, veggies, and healthy fats.
And when you say carbs, you're talking about things like pastas, rice, bread.
Yeah.
Okay, is whole wheat bread good, or is
I
you
would
gotta
stay
cut
away.
that
I
out
would
too?
I would stay away from that too.
Just everything bread related.
Yeah.
That's if you're trying to cut down on weight,
Yeah.
and then if you're trying to bulk up,
I would do it. I would do that.
Moderately?
Yes, moderately.
Yeah, you don't want to overkill on bread. I used to like do wrestling, and you know, after wrestling,
you
get
used to wrestle.
Yeah, you get hungry. Like you in there, the hot room, like you're losing mad weight, but after you get hungry, and I like just eat up. Like it was literally pointless to the wrestling and exercising because I would just eat up bread. Like all I could eat was bread because it would like satisfy my hunger.
That's why people don't really be losing weight, even though they're working hard, because right after they eat, like, I used to go to baseball practice and be killing it for 3 hours, go home and eat like a pound of fried chicken and like 10 slices of bread. And it's like, all right, now you just make yourself even fatter.
Every time I see you, like I mentioned a couple of people like that you were coming before you came in. I'm like, oh, we having Samuel come in. He's like, you know Samuel? It's like, yeah, bro, he's always training. He's like, I seen him in Kennedy Park. I seen it in Carville. Like he's always training. Like all I see on him is training. I'm like, wow. And I remember the time, like, we went and took, I think, photos or videos of you, and we came back and got pizza. And he was like, yo, you're going to regret eating that pizza. And now when I gained those 14 pounds, like, last week, I was like, damn, I regret eating that pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's because I haven't been, I've stayed inside for, like, the past couple months. And it's just, like, me video editing or whatever. And it's just sitting down, no training. I'm here, like, 16 hours a day, just working on different stuff. But that's how, like, I gain all that weight, and like I gotta change my ways. Now I realize I gotta change my ways and just start going out.
I'm gonna give you something specific that you can do.
Yeah.
Do 30 minutes of cardio every day. 30 minutes to an hour of cardio every day. Only eat chicken breasts and broccoli. 3 times a day.
All you eat, man. I see you post that all the time.
You could do fruit to snack on. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Chicken breast, broccoli, and fruit to snack on. Drink a lot of water, and do a little workout video on YouTube that's like 20 minutes long 3 times a week. You do that, you're going, that's a great way to start.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'm not big on broccoli, but
broccoli's good. It's really good for
any vegetable that you like.
Right.
It could be corn, carrots, sweet.
Chicken. What you eating? Chicken and corn.
Me, I've gained like 5 pounds, but I'm actually proud of that because I've been wanting to gain weight. I used to average around 134, 135. I weigh about like 141 now. And so for me, I think reaching 150 and just maintaining that would be good. But, along that, I want to build muscle, of course. I don't want to just be flabby. But my biggest challenge right now is consistency, really. So what kind of advice would you give me in that process, getting that ball rolling?
To build consistency, make a plan. So it's like you pull out a piece of paper, you put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you say, okay, I'm going to work out for 45 minutes Monday through Friday. Now it's on paper, so there's no negotiation. You have to do it. And then you can actually get even more specific. Say, okay, Monday I'm going to do legs. Tuesday I'm going to do chest. Wednesday I'm going to do back. And the way that you can like really kind of dial it in is I would just go on YouTube and type in the leg workout and do that 30-minute leg workout. That's on YouTube. On Tuesday, I would type in chest workout on YouTube and just follow along with whatever they put. I have videos like that too.
Yeah, he has videos. I don't know if you're still doing the Zoom thing. I think you were doing it because of quarantine, but I don't know if you're still doing the Zoom thing where like people come join your Zoom and they do at-home workouts through Zooms, and you motivate them through Zooms, which is crazy.
Yeah, so we do that Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. and it's free. Like anyone can join. It's it's free. And then we got
is it through your? Where can you find the link? Through your website? Through your Instagram?
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's on the website, on the Instagram, on the Facebook. It's betteryoubetter.society.org.
Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Yes.
So you already did your workout before you got here.
Yeah. I left the gym and came here.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah.
How often do you work out?
Every day.
Every day.
What do you do? Heavy lifting, or do you go for high reps?
I mix it up.
Mix it up.
When I was younger, it was just straight heavy lifting. Just straight to trying to get.
What do you have to say about people that go out to the gym like, yo, I'm gonna lift mad weight? What do you have to tell them? Because I know that's sometimes it's looked down upon between like people that train. I'm like, that's like, because your goal is fitness. Fitness includes like good health, like eating healthy, a good like lifestyle. But you're not about like, oh, I'm gonna get mad, like buff. You're more like about maintaining a healthy lifestyle, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna give you my real answer. I don't care. Like if somebody wants to give, I don't care. They can lift. They can do whatever they want. Like, because when I was younger, I was like that. I'm just trying to get brolic. I want to lift the whole world. So if somebody is feeling good doing that, cool. Like I don't stretch.
Yeah.
Like
That's terrible.
I know. I
don't be stretching neither, but like it's so important.
Fair. It is. So I can't judge nobody because I don't even like. I don't stretch at all. Like,
it's good too though. Like when you get that in, it's like, oh, I really needed it. I should do this more often. And then the next time comes around, and you're like, nah, let me just get to the weights.
Exactly.
Do you, by any chance, experience knee pain?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, my knees
hurt. both of them?
Both my knees hurt, but my right knee hurt.
I be experiencing knee pain too. It's on my right one mostly. My left one, it's pretty okay. Do you know why that happens?
No.
Okay.
If you knew, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about.
I'd like to enlighten you.
Huh?
I'd like to enlighten you.
Oh, you know?
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
go ahead.
I believe this is how it works. So there's this one day I'm doing squats, right? I'm at Retro Fitness. You're familiar with Retro. So I'm doing squats, and I'm doing some pretty heavy weights. And this one guy, he's at the corner. He notices me, And I'm like, why is this guy just watching me? It's kind of weird. He approaches me and he goes, hey, did you notice that your right knee, it's kind of caving in? And so it's like, as I would squat, I'm doing squats. This man notices that my knee is caving in. So he comes to me and he tells me that, for one, it has to do with the shoes I'm wearing, because I was wearing these Nikes that had like the cushion on the bottom. And so he tells me those kind of shoes are really horrible for your feet. Something about, you know, it's not natural. It's not natural for the foot to like walk on such a cushiony, so then he tells me knee pain stems from hip and ankle stiffness and weakness. So imagine it like a trinity. Your hips, your ankles, and your knees. All three of those are meant to support your body weight. When your hips and your ankles are stiff or weak, all of your body weight is now being supported by your knee. And your knee can support your body weight, but over time, you know, it needs all three. So if the knee is just doing it by itself, what tends to happen is, you know, knee pains, ACL tears, and things like that. So I started implementing certain ankle stretches, certain hip stretches. Not as much as I should, because like I said, you know, I barely be stretching
I don't stretch.
But, you know, that's the first thing, just loosening them up, because, yeah, you know, a lot of us sit all day, so our hips tend to be very stiff. Our ankles, you know, there's like, I think the fibulas, something like that, and then the tibula, it's like the front and back part of it. And, you know, strengthening those, it helps support your body weight better. And there are plenty of exercises to, like, strengthen that, but it's often overlooked. Like, when we get knee pain, we never think it has to do with the hips and ankles. But as that guy in the gym told me, he said whenever you have any problem in your body, you have to look around it. So he mentioned something about, if you're having like a shoulder pain, you have to look sort of near your chest, or you have to look at the areas around it, because it all connects. They all support each other. So, yeah.
That's
okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that, because I've heard that before. That makes a lot of sense.
Do you know about knee over toes guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
Yeah. I started following him after all that. He got some really good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too off topic, but yeah, like I like when I train, I like to do like full range of motion.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm squatting, it's going all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm on a bench press, it's all the way down, all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think that makes the muscle a little bit more like aesthetically pleasing and like fuller, and it gives you like a full range of motion, like strength base.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah.
Oh, Samuel, I still when I met you, you were doing I think it was booty camps.
Booty camps?
Was it boot camps?
Boot camp.
Booty camps?
No, cause like I think it was like they changed the name of it, so it looked like for people to come, it was like booty camp. I don't know. Anyhow, they're still doing the boot camps. Like recently, like you were doing it at the parks, and then in winter you switched up to a gym, I think, or something like that. Are you still doing them?
One of my associates, he's doing boot camps now. So like he's running that. I'm gonna start doing one soon. So this month I'm gonna do one, and it's funny, I'm actually gonna make it free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro,
what's a boot camp?
Free is the best way to like promote something. Everybody loves free. So I've gotten a lot of opportunities just by offering free stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like people show up and like, all right, I met you, we doing something. But explain to Jason, what's a boot camp?
A boot camp is basically, it's like an outdoor group workout. You know, the energy is nice. It's like an outdoor workout.
A group session.
There's
workout.
music, there's
Nice,
equipment,
nice.
there's like,
And it goes back to what you said, just throwing yourself into the fitness world. If anybody wants to do that, a boot camp would be a great place to start.
Yeah, possibly. I think the best way to start when it comes to this stuff is really just using good intention.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got into fitness, it was just like, okay, you start with a question. How can I help make people healthier? Or if your thing is, how can I make moms healthier? And then you just come up with, a list of solutions that could possibly help, and you just try implementing them one by one. And as time goes on, you fine tune it. And then after a year, you have a pretty solid product or service on your hands.
I like that. Start with the question, how can I do this?
Yeah.
And then
like, what impact do you want to make? And then start.
That's literally how I move around like the world. Like if I want to do something, it's like what I want to do, how am I gonna do it, and then implement it. And then of course the way there's bumps and whatever, but like you have a solid idea of what you're doing, how you're doing it, and like why you're doing it.
Exactly.
So it's a I'll tell you, I implement it in my life all the time when I do something new, and it works. And
it takes a certain like personality trait to be able to do that, because a lot of people are very, it has to be done by the book, it has to be this, and it has to be very strict.
You have to be flexible.
Exactly.
Because the road is not straight.
It's not. You're stumbling through the dark, and it's like if you trying to, the people I know that are like very book smart and very, everything has to be perfect. These are the people that procrastinate, and they're good at working for people,
Jeez.
but they never like are able to like build something because they don't start, because it's never perfect when you start.
Yeah.
You
have to learn. First of all, there's no such thing as perfect. You have a vision for what you want it to look, but be able to like tell yourself, okay, like just prepare yourself mentally. When you get there, it's not gonna be exactly like you envision it. It might even be bigger than you thought it would be, because sometimes I do stuff and I'm like, okay, this is the end product I want. But when I get there, I'm like, I'm gonna do something better, But like be able to be flexible in your mindset and how you're gonna move about doing things.
Yeah.
Because I didn't picture us doing stuff like this. I didn't picture me having a co-host. I didn't picture myself having like all these other different people. But like I was open to bringing people in, helping me out, and doing all these other different things. So yeah, always be open to like things change, and it's not bad. Change is not bad. You just have to learn to adjust to it.
Yeah, and that level of humility is something that like I really tried to start implementing back into my life, like kind of recently. And when I started to be more humble, that's when a lot more doors started to open. Like I don't gotta be the one that is always in charge. I don't gotta be always on top. I can be flexible, and I can even doing things for free.
Yeah.
Like I don't like, everyone's like, oh, know your worth. Nah, it's like sometimes it's like be humble and just do things out of love, and that opens up a lot more doors for you.
Be humble, just do things out of love.
When you get paid,
That's a fact.
like when you
I
get
agree.
paid, you get paid. Like,
Yeah.
like, but you don't want to be missing an opportunity just because you're not getting paid. Like, if I would have said no to doing a lot of free stuff, I would have never opened the doors to different opportunities. And especially
because when you do it for free, that's when people can really see the value in what you have going on or what you're doing. And then when you do say, hey, people notice the value, and then they're willing to pay you for that.
Yeah, like imagine like they hit you up on an opportunity. They're like, I have this event. I want you to come, say video. I want you to shoot the video, but I have no money to pay you. You could be at home sitting down doing nothing, or you could be at the event shooting video.
And then how many more doors will open after that?
Yes, I haven't getting the experience, getting the connections and whatever. So don't sit down on free work. I started doing it for when I was with Sammy, bro. I wasn't charging him. We was just out there. He was training, and I was just like,
I'd buy him, lunch or dinner. Or
I get lunch. I'm like, yo, buy me lunch.
There's that saying that goes, the man who
enjoys the walk will walk further. Is that one?
What is that one? What is that? How does that
one?
Sorry, no, go ahead. I want to hear that one. I haven't heard that one.
The man who enjoys walking is going to walk further than the man who just like loves the destination or something like that.
I like that one. That's the first time I heard that. But no, I was thinking about the man who works for less will eventually get paid. I'm gonna look up the quote. I'm gonna look it up right now.
You know what? One of the philosophies that I've been living by lately is like make impact, and exposure comes secondary. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, my thing is I want to make a positive impact on the world. So how can I make the biggest impact? That's why I started making everything free.
Yeah.
The work, everything is free. The boot camps, the speak, everything is free. And what that's doing is giving me so much exposure. And now, like, we're making way more money on the back end because a lot more people know who we are. Mm-hmm. Even the shirts. Like, I had a bunch of shirts made. I've been giving them away for free. And it's funny, I didn't even think of this. It's like now, it's like everyone that's wearing the shirt is like a walking
that's giving you
but now it's
billboard.
Marketing. So, like, you were thinking of more like branding, right? Where like you were gonna sell the shirts, but now it's more marketing. You giving it out for free because people wear these shirts, like they're walking around like, oh, better you. That sounds nice. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, everybody's seeing it
now. And if
now.
your name is recognized, if you can type this thing in Google and like you show up or your brand shows up, then you did a good thing in marketing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I walk around, right, and I see some shirts. I'm like, oh, that looks nice. I'm gonna look it up. And that's how I get to meet different people. That's how I meet artists and whatever labels. And just by typing stuff up that is in their shirt. Like, some people look at that. Not everybody, but it works.
Yeah.
I found the quote.
And that's how you create, like, demand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my way of creating demand. Everybody sees it. And it's like, oh, let me get one of them joints.
Yeah. And it's great if you make great content, too. Because if they look you up and your content is there, like, oh, I don't really see value in that. And if, like, they type better you, better society, Better You, Better Society, and the website pops up, and
Yeah,
they see
they
this
see the
viral
video,
video.
eh,
They
you
say,
know
I'm
what
like,
I'm
yo, hold on, what's happening there? I see this guy over here, speeches, and like, and he'll add you up on Instagram, and eventually they'll be like, all right, they got something going. Let me try training.
And honestly, one of the only reasons I work out, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, is so that I look brolic when I'm giving speeches.
Mm-hmm.
When people look me up, I want them to see the veins and the muscles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, so the quote goes, "The man who does more than he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does." It's by Napoleon Hill, and that's a fact. I definitely see that with, the way you explain, the way you've gone about it. I can see that.
yeah.
I believe it.
I always give a little extra from what I'm paid for. Say I have an artist come in, records, they expecting just recording like raw vocals. I'm like, you know what, I do a light mix on you just to have an idea of what your final product could look like.
Mhm.
Always give a little more than what you paid for. Honestly, and if you're getting paid for, you're most likely getting paid a little extra than what you're really worth. Because and not in a bad way. But like you probably have the time. Now that you got paid, you probably have the time to give a little extra. So always give a little more than what you really paid for, because the client appreciates it, or the person you work with really appreciates it. Like, they went a step further than what I expected, and it just sets a higher expectation for you.
So in regards to business, I was watching this one video that said something like this. Imagine you have $1 and I have $1. And then I tell you, let's exchange, I'll exchange my $1 for your $1. And then you're like, well, there's no point in that because I'm getting the same value. There's really no, what's the benefit there? But now if you have $1 and I have $10 and I say, let's exchange, you're going to say,
hell yeah.
Of course,
That's
because it's a good deal for you. And so in all transactions, the only reason why business transactions happen is because the person you're dealing with, what you're exchanging, the person perceives what you have to be of greater value than what they're giving.
100%.
So, for example, I do construction with my dad, right? We do roofing. That ranges from like 10 to 12,000. The person that's given us, let's say, $10,000 believes that having a roof over their head is worth more than 10,000, and that's the only reason why they'll go through with it.
That's a good slogan.
I like that.
Jay Bustillo, a roof over your head.
Oh,
Yo,
I'll consider it.
Because when people think a roof over my head, I'm like, yo, that's important to me.
Yeah.
When you say I want a roof over my head, you're like, yo, I'm down there. I need a roof over my head.
But again, it's like then now if we try to charge $20,000 for a roof, it's like, okay, a roof is important. It is. But for that $20,000, I believe most people might say, "Oh, I believe the $20,000 is of greater value than the roof." So in all transactions, one must consider creating something that the buyer will perceive as greater than what they are holding.
You know what's funny? And this is okay. Like I believe, like that's another kind of thing that I live by, and I keep it simple. It's like in every relationship, I always want to be giving more value than I'm getting. I always want to be giving more, and whatever way that manifests. If you're a client, I always want to be giving you more than what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you have that abundance mindset, that's how people get rich eventually.
Yes,
sir.
Know?
Like
that abundance.
Yeah, like yo, I'm good enough. I have no issue. Even if you think you're taking advantage of me, I don't care. I'm giving. And I think that's humility. Like humility is so important because arrogance will stop you from giving because you feel like, oh, they taking it. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Focus on the mission. You trying to be a billionaire, you gotta, like focus on that.
I'm a person that likes to live by it. Another thing I do is like, same thing in a sense, but like I like to be valuable to people because that's how I'm able to like I like to be really valuable. Like to this company, to put this company, I'm valuable in a sense. I could go down any day they need me. I could go out there and shoot a video for them. Whether it's 15 quinceañeras, promotional videos, I could go out there. If they need me to edit, I'll be in here. I'm really valuable, really flexible on my hours. Like I have a free schedule. I could do whatever I want whenever I want to. Being able to do that at my age where I'm like, I have really flexible hours. I'm able to work in whatever I want. It's like, oh, a blessing. Because not a lot of people can like do that. Most people are just stuck working a regular job for like most of their week. And I'm able to just change it up and do, whatever I need to do.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest with you, what you're doing right now comes at a cost. Like you're probably making less money like right now than the person who decided to be locked into a job working 40
I'm
to 60.
definitely making a lot less money. But you know what? My end right now, my end goal is like, no, I'm not focused on like making all this money. I want to make enough money where I can like pay my bills, whatever, the basic needs. And that's what I'm focused on. I don't need to be a billionaire. I like doing this. As long as I can make an okay living out of doing this, I'm fine with it.
Well, the way I see it is like what you're doing now. You are making less money right now, but in the future, you're setting yourself up now.
I'm like planting the seed to make money later.
Exactly.
And you have to be okay with making a little bit of money right now and just see it come to fruition later on in life. Because I know these skills I learned right now will eventually add up to something greater.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I want to talk about drugs, right? What are your thoughts on weed?
I don't smoke weed.
You don't smoke weed. Is there any way to is weed in any way beneficial?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. What about
he's really grounded on the idea of drugs. I could tell you grounded on the idea of drugs.
I mean, for myself, if somebody dying, or if they got chronic pain in their eyes, okay, smoke weed if it helps you relieve your pain, but I don't want to be misleading. If I got pain, bro, the only reason I might not go to the doctor immediately is if I'm just procrastinating and my time management is bad. But I'll go to the doctor. I'm just, when it comes to weed and alcohol, I just believe that those things, I'm going to speak to myself. I believe that if I was to smoke weed and drink alcohol, that is me looking for a vice, and that is me being weak, and that is me not being able to deal with my own, issues or whatever I'm dealing with. And I just think it's stupid because I'm playing with my mind, which is my breadwinner. This is the thing that's going to leave my legacy. This is what's going to allow me to change the world and be as big as I want to be. So I can't imagine myself doing something that's going to mess with my brain, my mind,
that's
my
the
gift.
money maker, right?
This is my gift. This is
Like,
my weapon.
You feel like when you if you were to do those drugs, it would jeopardize the way you think.
I like how you
things.
said that though. It's the weapon that's gonna get you through all of this. That's gonna.
If you watch Snowfall,
I've heard of that.
Oh
show.
yeah, the show.
Yeah,
I love that.
you watch Sons of Anarchy.
I started watching half season.
When you watch any show where there's a protagonist, their greatest weapon is their ability to think and plan and
you
strategize.
Ever seen Prison Break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mindset.
His mind was crazy.
That's what made him dangerous.
Yo.
My mind is what makes me dangerous. I'm not going to do something that's going to jeopardize my mind. So that's the reason why I don't smoke or drink. But I used to, and I know how it made me feel. It's like you're dumbing yourself down.
Yeah, that's very commendable. I actually really like that. I actually really do.
I know, but when I was I was smoking.
Sometimes you gotta go through it to realize how bad it is, because sometimes just people telling you it's whatever. Sometimes some people just have to live it to be to open their mindset and be yeah, it's bad.
I myself don't smoke or drink anymore. I had my point in time, and then it's exactly. It goes back to what you said. It has to do with the mind, because I remember at a certain point where I was so deep in it, I really felt as though I was about to lose my mind. Seriously. And, by the grace of God, I didn't. I'm here now, and I'm sober. I mean, the most I do is coffee, tea. I like caffeine because I feel like it wakes me up. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah, you do coffee. What do you prefer? Tea, coffee?
Coffee.
Ice coffee. You don't like tea?
Man, I had a huge iced coffee on the way in. Maybe one day I'll get off it, but for right now I like.
Nah, tea's cool though, cause that's caffeine. So the way tea gradually comes in and it slowly. But coffee kind of just hits you.
But I like my coffee
it's a
cream.
smack across the face.
You like your coffee what?
I like the coffee cream, man. That drink tastes like I'm drinking a milkshake kind of because it's on sugar. Because I don't eat sugar like that. So that coffee cream be hitting, man.
So you do coffee before the workouts?
Nah, after.
After?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before the workout, I'll probably just go in and just kind of
no pre-workout?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I saw this picture of you. What your body looks like right now. It's nothing what you look like a couple years earlier. Nothing.
What did you look like back then?
I was fat.
Oh, okay.
And
what do you weigh now?
Right now I'm probably 200 pounds.
What did you weigh back then?
I was 260 and I cut down to 170.
Really?
Yeah.
It's drastic. If you've seen his before and after pictures, it's drastic.
Congrats. How long did that take?
6 months or something like that.
Wow,
yo.
And
I went beast mode. I was I'm running 10
but
miles a day.
It was 6 months of consistency though.
Yeah, I started off running 1 mile a day. Then every week I'd increase it. And then by the end of the first month I'm running 10 miles a day, only eating chicken and salad. That mindset was crazy.
Congratulations. I have an older brother, right? He's a pretty big dude. He's not 260. He's 240. And I'll be honest, he's kind of a lazy dude, this and that. So my other brother, I still love you if you're watching this. My other brother, he said, "Yo, I want to see you make a change." So he gave him a $2,000 incentive. He said if from today till August, right, you can cut from 240 to 200 pounds or less, I'll give you $2,000.
Yo, hit up Sammy, bro. He about to get a $2,000 check.
So like there's the middle brother and then the oldest one. The middle brother is incentivizing the oldest one. And yeah. My oldest brother, he's kind of he lost 5 pounds within the first week. He was really on it. You know, he cut down on fast food. He stopped bringing in snacks and whatnot. He was just eating yogurt and fruits. He tells me it's hard. Like mentally speaking, it's like from what I've heard, for bulking up and building muscle, that's physically harder. But then cutting down, that's mentally harder. And yeah, he was making some good progress at first. He tells me now that he's gained the weight back. I really want him to like see that through. So I just wanted to mention that because you know that you mentioning going from 260 to 170 in 6 months, it reminded me of what's happening right now. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, honestly, he just got to get his mind right. You know, he got to like.
You need the motivation. Right now, your brother's doing a good thing by that monetary motivation.
Yeah.
But you know, after those months, like there's no money. But like you need to get in your mindset and get motivated to actually do it.
But you mentioned
like,
getting the mind right. How
it's like you gotta look. You gotta understand. Like, yo, I'm a king, and as a king, I should look like a king, and I don't look like a king right now. I look like a fat slob. I look like a loser.
No offense, we still love you, bro.
Like this is what he has to say to himself. I'm not saying this to him. Like, you gotta get hard on yourself and say, yo, I'm better than this. This is not me. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, and that's what drove me through every big transformation I ever had in my life, whether it's physical or you know in life or social. It's understanding I am a king and I deserve the best out of me. Like you can't be like, he needs to get disgusted with himself, and you know
he got to get so repulsed with where he's at right now to the point where it's like I have to change this.
Yeah.
He
like,
can't.
I get it. Like break yourself down. So you're going to rebuild yourself up.
The worst thing to do in a position like that is to get comfortable in it. To be comfortable in one's own trash. To be comfortable in a dirty room. Like you have to eventually look around and say, this could be way better.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it comes down to like, it's all on him. You know what I'm saying? If he's comfortable like that, he's comfortable like that. But if he's not comfortable like that, that will inspire him to. Because I can't look at him and say like, "Oh, you should lose weight."
Yeah,
everybody
could tell
in his own head.
Yes.
Yeah, even I don't even think he should lose weight. It's all on him. If he wants to lose weight, then it's like, okay, I'll help you. But if you are comfortable, then it's like,
I can't even.
Yeah, and honestly, being fat ain't that bad. Mm-hmm. You know, you can eat good food. You know, so it's like I can't sit here and tell you like, oh, you like it might not be worth it for you. Mm-hmm. You might like eating food more than being disciplined in being more fit.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, what do you value for you? So it just kind of boils down to like,
what do you value?
Yeah.
If this is what you're comfortable with, then
like if you value being fit, I'm here for you. If you don't, then I'm still here for you, but like I can't support you, and you're like,
it's like I can't that situation can't change because that's
like when you go to like you guys never been to like Alcoholics Anonymous, whatever, but like the first step is acceptance.
You were at Alcoholics Anonymous.
I wasn't, but like
you have
I read it up on
it.
But like one of the things is accepting that you're an alcoholic, because once you accept it, that's when you want to change. If you're still in denial, I'm not an alcoholic, I just drink once in a while, but in reality you are. One of the first steps is accepting that you are an alcoholic. And that's when slowly your mind starts to change. Okay, I am an alcoholic. Do I want to be an alcoholic? Do I want to stay in that path? Or do I want to change? And that's the same thing with fitness as well. Accept the fact that
you're addicted.
You're being a slob, you're being lazy, you're not being creative in life or like whatever, and just wanting to change.
And you know what? Say this real quick. I don't ever look at any
It's not body shaming. It's not body shaming. No.
I'll even look at a crackhead and be like, and I will not feel any type of judgment. I don't know their story. I don't know what they want. Like, I don't judge anybody, period. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody wants to change, then they have to have that internal dialogue. But I've never looked at, like, no matter what anybody is doing, it's like, okay, you're living your life. You're blessed. This is your life. You do with it what you want. And I don't have any negative, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. It is what it is,
because that's honestly just personal opinion.
Yeah, because being fit ain't really that important. To me it is, but like being rich ain't really that important. Like most things, everything on life to me is like it's very kind of fleeting, and it's you give it the value that you want it to have.
Hmm.
You know.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that, because what you're saying there is like there's certain that the value is subjective, right? Like you're saying to you fitness is important, but in the grand scheme of things it's not really that important. But I disagree with that, because I think fitness is objectively a great value. I mean, think about if this whole country was fit, how much more productive, how much more happier would we be? I don't believe in the to each their own kind of philosophy, because if everybody's to their own, basically if everybody was on the same picture on the good values, right? We live in a much better world.
I'm stuck in the middle, honestly. I believe there is a value in fitness. I know when I work out, especially when I do it in the morning, throughout the day I just have so much energy to be more productive. I feel really productive. I'm like, I'm energetic, ready to go, because the adrenaline rush that I got in the morning is kicking out throughout the day.
Pump.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, you're done. That's it. You wasted your energy, but it's a cycle. Our body moves in cycles. Our sleeping cycles. When you wake up, when you feel tired, it cycles. So you have to understand that cycle as well. But
good.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like I'm on board with people just being fit. At least I'm not saying bulk up, lift all this weight, but a little jog in the morning, afternoons, whenever you're comfortable. And I'm not saying you should be ashamed of being fat. There's nobody shaming going on here. It's like, but if you feel yourself that you no longer want to do that, get motivated to like get out there, get active, meet trainers, whatever.
Right. And just to kind of clarify, like I do think that fitness benefits. Everybody would be better off, like would be healthier if they get fit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would be healthier. I guess I'm saying, like, if somebody chooses not to be fit, then it's like I'm not, like, okay, I don't care. Like that's you choose not to be fit.
Mm-hmm.
There are other things in life that you could do. Would you be better if you were fit? Cool, yeah, but
I see what you're saying. You're saying you don't stress about it. If they're choosing to go down the wrong path,
not necessarily wrong path, their own path, like their own path. It's not wrong. I mean, it's not wrong sitting down and enjoying food and just being, whatever.
Bro,
you see it as wrong?
Let me know if you disagree. I think it's wrong to just be at the crib, on your butt, on the couch, not working out, making the bare minimum. You not helping your moms with groceries. I think that's wrong.
What I believe is like do what makes you happy as long as you're not doing wrong.
Nah, cause bro, like I said, with the example I gave you, this one dude, he's at home smoking weed on the couch, eating chips. He doesn't help his mom with bills. Like, but he's happy, right? And he's technically not hurting anybody. But again, I don't believe in the to each their own, do what makes you happy, cause at that point that's a philosophy based on feeling. And if we're just gonna go by what feels good, I think that's what's happening in today's current society. A lot of people just want to go by what feels good. Like working out, it don't really feel good to break those muscles down and all that, but that's good.
Yeah, I hear what you, and everything you're saying. It's like, for me, I would impose that. For other people, I don't know.
It's harder to impose it on other people.
I mean, I feel like if you ask me, if I was to see somebody who was like 300 pounds overweight, I'd be like, yo, you should work out. Yeah, I would feel like, yeah, you should work out. You should probably do this. You should probably do that. But if you don't do it, I don't really...
You're not going to stress yourself.
Yeah, and then also I'm like, I'm very understanding when it comes to people that do things that not everybody agrees with, because I understand, like, people might be going through things, So even though I know you could be doing better, I'm not really going to be too hard on you, because it's like maybe maybe not everyone has the tools mentally to get themselves out of that funk, or maybe they just might be in a season where because I was heavy for a extended period of time, and I know, like, I wanted to be fit, but I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know what to do, and I had all of these bad habits, and I just
so you have more compassion for people. And like with the example I gave, you have more compassion for that person because you yourself were there. Maybe not to that extent, but you were in a similar space.
Yeah, and I think I was there to that. Like I was very like I used to smoke weed. I used to like wake up, eat McDonald's, smoke weed, and that would be that was how my day went.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so I understand it. And if you don't see, sometimes you gotta like get inspired, and if you don't see better, like
I've had experiences where I've given myself to, chicks that didn't really value that, and so in that.
Yo, we're taught that from a very young age. Like, we're taught girls are they're princesses, and they
they could be ruthless.
Yo, and as someone who's 28, I ain't gonna hold you. The chicks that give me the most attention, I'm way out of their league, and they give no attention to the man that would actually marry them. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
most girls they always choose up. They not. I'd be like, yo. I would not, like, what I'm saying? I'm just like, what makes you think that I would take you seriously? You don't look, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't look good enough. Like, I'm going to be real with you.
Not even
and
just
it's like, yo.
Not even just looks, but it's like, yo, you're.
No, I'm talking about, I'm
straight,
keeping it real.
Looks.
I'm keeping it real.
Just starting there.
Yeah, like, looks, your personality, but it's like the dude who is on your level, who will marry you and treat you with respect, you completely ignore him.
Chicks don't want a guy that's on their level.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to violate, but I'm just trying to.
I got
keep
you.
it
That's
real.
facts. It's like women, when they choose a man, they want a man that they perceive to be above their level, and when a guy is choosing woman, guys tend to choose women that are like below. So like Rihanna's on the same level as A$AP Rocky, technically, right?
No. I mean,
she's a billionaire.
No. You know what it is? I don't know their personality. I don't know the way that they carry themselves. Because level is more than just like money. Like, level has a lot to do with like personality and like your dominance of personality and how you are in person. That's a big key that a lot of people don't miss out. Like, forget.
What I'm speaking about is status. Like, a celebrity tends to not really date a groupie because, they tend to date on their level. Like, celebrities date celebrities for a reason.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Be with people, relationships that are your level, and even your own mindset. If you have like an entrepreneur mindset, be with those people, because you're gonna push each other forward. If you have like walk on the same path as people that want to walk your path,
100%.
And that just comes out of like, you're not gonna go find them, like, it's rarely you're gonna go find them in places like bars and stuff. You most likely gonna find them doing the stuff that you do, like you training. You probably find somebody that's attractive and it's the same path, the same goals as you are, and you're just both walking in the same direction.
Yeah, one of my homegirls was like, yo, like, try to go to charity events and school events and stuff for children to find your
wife. And you were down for that because that's what you do, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to clubs and bars. Like,
you're not finding a wife there.
You might, you might get lucky, like shorty out with like, for her sister's birthday, but if
she's in the back reading a book and whatnot.
That's like if you want to improve your chances of success, go to where wives go. Go to where wholesome women go.
Yeah.
If you want to find a hoe, you know where the hoes are at. If you want to find a wife, you know where the wives are at. Just
I've always recommended, like, if you want to go to the library, go to I think a library is a good place to start.
It's a great spot.
If you find a woman reading a book, like, depends on what kind of book, of course. But
I mean, I'll be real.
How to murder your husband.
I have to say this. It ain't that simple. It really ain't that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
with women it's pretty complicated.
I mean, with guys it's complicated too. I got to throw that in there. I ain't trying to get canceled. You feel me?
Got you.
Well, I run out of conversation, honestly. So should we end the podcast?
No, I could think of something. Let me see.
Yeah, I like your questions, man.
Yeah.
I like your questions too. Like, this is a good, dynamic duo. Yeah. I mean, trio, my boy.
You can't forget about Matt. He's right there.
In relationships, guys get into, a guy meets a girl, usually at that time he's on his hustle, he's on his grind, and then he falls in love, he starts sleeping over. And now, he used to wake up every day, 9 a.m. to go work out and all this, but now he's sleeping in. Oh, you want to have cake? I'll have that cake with you. What kind of advice would you give guys, for guys to not reach complacent? To not be complacent
and not fall off. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a king, when you go into the relationship, how do you maintain that king? That king look. Because
that's what she was attracted to in the first place.
I mean, I feel like you got to be real disciplined. And in my last relationship, I realized that every single time when I made a weak decision, I knew I was making a weak decision.
Same.
And I would be like, I would justify it, right? And I would know, like, yo, there's a good chance that this is going to bite me in the butt in the future.
And it did.
And it always did.
What kind of decisions?
Like, all right, I'm going to eat this cake, or I'm going to skip the gym, or I'm going to, I'm going to stay over instead of, like, getting to work.
Oh, she wants to cuddle for extra 2 hours.
That's
and
happened
then-
to me,
yeah,
definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
so,
like, you know what? And it's because I love them as a person, right? Say for me, I love them as a person. They're not in the same path I am. Completely different paths. But it's just like they're not doing what I'm doing, and it's, you don't know.
But then being with them is comfortable.
It is.
You're comfortable.
You're not in the
doing it.
same path.
You're
but it's
comfortable
fun.
being in bed, snuggling, watching Netflix.
And it's like, bro, I'm like, I'll call out of work today. Like, no biggie. And it's like, I know it was gonna bite me in the ass, but
she's like, no, stay.
Not even.
And then if you do stay,
It was more like me. It's like, no, I'll stay for you. She's like, no, go to work. But I'm glad she pushed me because some girls were like, nah, stay in. Like, and that's even worse because they're incentivizing you to stay there. At least my girls like pushing me, yo, get out. What are you doing? But but what advice do you have for like people that like not? I'm saying is maybe just people that walk the same path. That's honestly a solution to it.
I mean, like, I'm just going off of past mistakes that I made. Like, I really think it's just being disciplined and just making good decisions. If you know that you shouldn't sleep in, just force up the will to not sleep in. And this is another reason why I don't believe in fornicating and entering into relationships prematurely, because you don't even got to worry about that if you avoid a lot of these like fake and like these relationships that were kind of like conceptualized in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of relationships start because two people just start flirting and sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then the foundation is not really based on love,
Yo,
but
I
more
feel
so
like
on lust.
I feel like a relationship should be like, yo, you know what? I know you. I'm making a conscious decision to say, you know what? I'm going to marry you,
care for you, love you.
And then, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, when y'all married, then y'all can start to like kind of.
So you believe in sex after marriage?
Yeah, 100%.
Were you, by any chance, were you raised in a religious household?
Yeah.
Really?
Huh?
Okay, nice. Catholic, Christian. Oh, okay. So you uphold those values.
100%. And
Okay.
and it's funny because it's like a lot of times we don't really see the benefits that like these laws like have on our lives, but it's just like I'm to the point where now it's like every one of these laws, like, I've seen how it works, so
That's
I'm just
a
like,
fact.
yo, you know what? I ain't even gonna question it no
That's
more.
a fact because, for example, God says don't fornicate, and now everybody's like, oh, come on, you're taking away their fun, and right? But there really is a benefit to that because because through not fornicating, through listening to what he's saying, you're saving yourself from heartache. You're saving yourself from wasted time, wasted energy. You're saving. His word is literally saving you from a lot of pain. But
Yeah.
and
100%. And the benefits is like it's crazy.
it's a peace of mind. You can't buy that.
And it's not even just like, oh, heartache. It's like when we talking about
That's
legacy,
what it was for me, which is why I say that.
and that's what it is at a younger age. But I'm starting to see it's like
As you
this
get
is
older.
it's bigger than your feelings. We talking about legacy. Who's going to raise your children? You know what I'm saying? Like,
how are your children gonna be?
who's going to support you in building out your vision? You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody waits until marriage, the chances of you finding a partner that's going to support you and help you really go to the next level and not be a hindrance is exponentially greater. I think I said that word wrong. But like, it's like you could either be with a partner who's going to like bicker with you, or you can be with a partner who's going to, y'all going to be focused on the mission together. And it's like, you don't find that just by looking at a shorty with the fat butt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then y'all start sleeping.
You
Like
know
that
what?
doesn't. It has to be intentional.
exactly.
So
I agree.
I saw this on Instagram a couple months ago. It was like, women complain, right, when their husbands leave them, and like child support, all the other crazy stuff on top of it. But at the end of the day, women choose that man. That's what you chose from the start. You saw their habits. You saw how they moved around the world, and it goes for guys too. You see how that woman moves. You see their values, but when you're choosing someone, right? This is a choice. It's not just like, don't do it. Most people do it out of feeling, but at the end of the day, it is a choice.
But then that's the thing. It goes back to like why people shouldn't fornicate, because in that you're in that emotional state. You're in the feel good feelings. Oh, I love her sex. All this. Oh yeah, she smells so nice. So now your emotions are blocking you from really seeing who this person really is. You can't see the red flags.
And
at that point.
people will say, yeah, well, I'm just going to use my logic. Your logic ain't that strong. The second a chick, gives you attention and you like her, your logic falls
Out the window, yeah.
Real talk.
You got that game plan, and you say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this."
The
I'm gonna
second
do
you find a chick that you kind of click with and she cute and she look good,
that's it.
immediately it's like, well, I mean, you start, I'll be dealing with it now. I'll be like, you know what? I'll be like, oh, nah, your boy
I
Sullivan,
feel you. I
we went into
feel you.
marriage.
I feel you. It's women have I don't want to place it like I'm not blaming.
Don't
women.
generalize it. Yeah,
No,
don't
I'm
generalize
not
it.
blaming women when I say this, but women have been the downfall of many great men. Like I said, I'm not blaming women because it's also on the man too. Men have to be disciplined and strong enough to be able to recognize, to control themselves. You mentioned you grew up in a Christian household. I'm sure you recognize the stories with Samsung, David, great men, powerful men, but they fell in their weakness when they started lusting after women.
Yo, I see the joint happening today with
Look,
people that I know.
A
Like-
king needs a queen. You can't. You're only as strong as the people you surround yourself with.
Yo, I
and
know
that is-
dudes that are building great empires, or they could build great empires, but their partner be bickering with them and fighting with them, and it's like you taking my focus and my energy away from achieving the mission.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to reach billions, and I gotta
That's
be
a
fighting
fact.
with you over.
Like I need to
Why are
hear
you
your
texting?
support.
Nah,
I
nah,
need
nah,
your
nah.
support.
Yeah, so it's like
and then also, we need a woman who has faith. Who actually does support. Because I'm doing this business venture. I already have my doubts. I already carry, because I'm human. We're all human. But now to hear you speaking these doubts into existence in my ear, like, come on.
Yeah.
that's why you need that. Yeah, you do need somebody that's gonna be supportive. But another thing I'll say is like dudes need to understand it's like if you want a supportive woman, don't put that insecurity in her. Like don't be cheating. Don't be doing stuff that's going to make somebody
That's a
insecure.
fact.
You know
Be
what I'm saying?
faithful.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you brought that contention into your own
Be
partnership.
faithful.
You know what I'm saying? Like your army is fighting amongst each other, aka like your partnership is fighting against each other because you were the one that introduced that. You brought that into it, and this is why I believe in like being so on the up and up and being so like together, because if you don't have the discipline and the good morality, you're gonna do things that's gonna like just sabotage your life, all in the name of trying to bust a nut or just trying to have fun or just trying to be
just pleasure.
yeah, and it's
It's
stupid
It's not
when you
worth
think
it.
about it. It's like
but like you said, it's like when it comes to once we see a cue with all that logic, because we know this, but that logic just goes out the window when it's tragic. But we
as strong as you think you are.
we
it
best pray for
happens.
strength, honestly. Just be leveled, not focus so much on this. Just be up here. I know you're familiar with this. It's better to live in an attic in the corner, like in the corner of an attic, that small tiny space by yourself, than to live with a bickering woman. Yeah. That's a proverb.
That's fact. Yeah, I ain't even going. You know what's crazy? It's because of the political climate we in. This drink sound crazy, right?
Yeah.
But that's a fact. It is what it is. That's a fact. And nobody here hate women. We love women,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right? You
First of
know-
all, we
absolutely.
need women. I don't know who. Do you know the quote from Tupac? The one. I don't know it, but like anyhow, we need women. Like
yeah.
we
I don't want to be with no
love-
man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Like
a fact.
I love what I want a wife. I want
Yeah.
somebody that I could live and give everything I
Yes,
make to. You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
That's the
I want to.
vision.
If my chick, I want to die for my. I want to
Yes,
give her my
sir.
everything.
That's
So
how it
this not we
is.
not over here violating women or trying to stun
Yeah,
over. Nah,
but-
women are great, but
We need the
You're right.
right type of women.
I'd rather live in an attic than live in a big mansion with a bickering woman. Nah,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Because, like you said, and that's the thing about men. I won't speak for all men, but I think we as men, we naturally have that instinct to like, I will die for my family. I will die for the greater good.
We're givers naturally.
Yeah.
Even sex, we give.
Yeah.
Money, we want to give.
Yeah,
Attention, we give.
We want to give them the world, but it's like, yo, you gotta help me out.
But we don't
You,
receive.
you gotta, cause yo,
Say it
they-
again?
we rarely receive.
But we're not even really built to
We're not-
receive.
yeah.
But at the very least, at least give your everything to a woman who loves you and a woman who respects you and honors you. Like we can't be out here giving to these city girls, giving to these hot girls.
yeah,
Like
no,
I was listening to
not.
something. This girl was like, "Oh, this guy, the guy basically got to spend a lot of money on a date for me." It's like me, if I go on a date with a girl, I'm not spending crazy money on you. We're gonna do
Yeah.
things that
You
I
gotta-
enjoy. Because it's like I'm not gonna waste my investment unless I know
Yeah.
you love me. Why would I be wasting my investment on you?
That's a fact. And I was also thinking about, I think a lot of that stems from, women growing up without strong. Women tend to grow up nowadays. I'm gonna rephrase one more time. We see it a lot. A lot of women grow up without father figures, strong father figures.
Yeah.
And a lot of women don't have strong fathers, and not just women, guys too. Like the father figure, the father presence is so important. And let's say the father's not there. It doesn't have to be the biological dad. It could be a strong stepdad. It could be an uncle. It could be a grandfather. Women need to have that fatherly presence in their lives so that they can understand to value a man, how to interact with a real man. And these days that's not there.
Yeah, that person's. I agree with that. It's needed, and like it's a two-way street because the father needs to set the example of how a man should treat a woman,
And how a man is to be. Like, what is a real man?
women
look
have
like?
to have that expectation of how a guy should treat a woman, and he has to be a
Mhm.
really great. He has to be like set the
He has
bar.
to be a strong father, a
Exactly.
good father.
And then when women go out looking into the world, they shouldn't be expecting any less.
They're looking for somebody just
and
like their dad.
guys need to be able to meet that standard as well. Be that bar that your father set for you, like how a dad or like a partner should be. That guy should be able to fulfill that as well.
Because think about it. If she grows up with no dad, or let's say she has a dad, but the
Right.
dad is a deadbeat, he's constantly getting drunk, he beats, she don't respect her dad, bro. If she don't even respect her dad, what makes you think she gonna respect you?
Well, I mean, I feel like instead of focusing on what how to the women and them with their fathers, which might be valid, but I really don't know if that's true. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I don't know. But I would say, as a man, you just need to know what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. And as long as you have been guided properly, even if a girl don't respect men, that don't got no business to do with me because you ain't gonna be with me. Like you're not even gonna be in my vicinity.
Mhm.
You're not gonna work with me. You're not, no. It is what it is.
My energy is not getting
And-
to you.
Yeah, and I think when you do that, people learn from it's like, yo, like all of these dudes, they no one want to take me seriously, and it's like, why? I think that will cause change. I think as men, especially, we need to start with ourselves instead of like, oh yeah, maybe if she had a father, like, because we don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't know.
Change starts with yourself. It's not like people around you. It starts with you.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with that. I agree with both points.
What
to an
I'm
extent.
saying is basically,
I hear what you're saying. Like,
If-
if you had a daughter and you were a strong father in the household, that would have certain benefits for your daughter.
Yeah,
Like, your daughter would know what to look for in a man. Like,
yeah,
I feel you.
yeah,
Like,
pretty much. And then, in my experience, I've dealt with women that didn't have fathers. They've tended, and of course, I'm not generalizing because there's gonna be that few that,
Yeah.
but overall, it's had problems where there's this one chick that I dealt with. She did have a dad, and she was really nice. I blew it, but that's because like her father would set rules. Her father said, okay, if you're gonna meet her, if you're gonna hang out with her, you guys have to meet. You have to let me know what time you're gonna go, what time you're gonna come back. You have to do this, and I hated it. I was like, yo, why all these rules? But looking back at it, I understand. And if I could really talk to her dad, I don't talk to her no more. But if I could talk to her dad, I'd be like, yo, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you set all these rules, because it's like you're setting a filter to take out all like the bad guys. I was a bad guy at the time. Because like I said, his rules filtered me out. I did
Yeah.
not want to go any further with her. But then it's those rules that her dad set that was like, all right, if you really are about it, if you're just trying to have sex with my daughter, you're not going to make the cut. Because I have these rules in play and you're not going to make it. But if you really do love my daughter, then you'll go by this and you'll go about that. So
yeah, good job, Dad. Nah,
yeah,
real.
he's a strong father. I really appreciate it. I didn't know his name. We need more of that. And again, at the time, I didn't like it, but now I understand and I appreciate that for real. Even if at the time I just appreciate that. We need more of that for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. Man, let me come back in here a few times. My podcast is lit.
Yeah,
we got the headphones. Like, I really feel like Gary V.
Yo, bet.
Nah, that's I'm glad. I'm really proud that people come here and they call me back and they're like, yo, I appreciate it. It's like it was fire. I liked it. I like doing it, and it's like I do this because it's fun. I love doing it. I take Fridays off just to be able to do this and edit the content and just put it out there, and people really truly enjoy this, and I'm glad. You know, it's going like I expected it even better because
It's going up.
Yeah, it's going. So you know what? We think we passed an hour.
We're good.
Recording.
We're good.
We're good.
I feel like we got a great
Alright.
amount.
Yeah.
Got a lot in.
Let's not stress it out.
Yeah, no,
It's
we
good.
straight,
Yeah,
we
yeah, we
straight,
straight.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to interviews. I'm Carlos Production. This is
Jay Bustillo.
and thank you Samuel Dickerson Jr.
Thank you
And
for being here. I
thank you
really
for-
appreciate it. I
Facts.
appreciate your words and the thoughts that you. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all for having
I
me.
really,
for real.
I really hope better society keeps going up because it's a really amazing moral like to just live by. And yo, if you need a train, if you need to cut some weight, call him up, yo.
Yeah, and if y'all want a shirt,
Yo,
go to
we're-
the website.
We're gonna
baby.
give
Yeah.
these shirts out away, so we're gonna like we
We're
just
gonna
stock-
have a giveaway.
we're literally stockpiling like stuff to give away. So like when we
Yeah.
give it away, it's like, and it's gonna be free, so even better, you know. All right, thank you guys so much for listening to interviews. Till next time.